Do you want to clear PMP exam? If the answer to your question is yes, then you need to watch this video. My name is Amir Ali and I am project management consultant. I have been helping PMP aspirants to clear PMP exam in a very short span of time. Now, we are helping students to clear PMP exam in just 7 days. Yes, that's it. 1 week. But there is a prerequisite for this program. You must have attended any PMP training program. It can be from Udemy, it can be from anywhere in the world. So we will basically take that knowledge, we will build on that knowledge, and then we will move along the way. We will help you understanding what are the missing concepts that you need to know, how you can clear the PMP in 7 days. So let me just deconstruct that how you can clear PMP exam, because if you have any doubts, I hope this video will clear all those doubts. Now, from getting the feedback of more than 100 certified PMP aspirants, we have found out few things. First thing, you are going to get 70 to 80% of the questions that are situational questions. Yes, 70 to 80% of the questions will be situational questions. You are a project manager of this company and this problem occur. What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? No matter how much cramming you do, you cannot solve these questions. So the old method of remembering everything, remembering 5 process group, 49 processes, 132 tools and technique, and how they move along the way, that is not going to. Because once you are in a scenario, you have to think it from your brain. And a very important thing you need to understand is that it does not matter you have done 200 questions or 20,000 questions. You are going to see different question in PMP. You are going to see different scenarios in PMP. Yes, there can be some relevance. Yes, there can be so many things that can be near to that question, but you cannot see the same question as you are saying. So any claim that their questions are real question is absolutely fake. Don't go there, work on yourself. Now, so 70% of questions are situational. Then, second important thing that we found out is that you get at least 50 to 80 questions related to one and only one topic in one or another way. That is change request. How to handle change request. Now, the change request handling is not a simple task that you remember, perform integrated change control, and that's it. No, 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 no. Let me tell you here. You need to know the cycle. You need to have an understanding that from where change request can come and what is the impact of the change request. The change requests that come from communication management plan will have a different impact from a change request that come from stakeholder management plan and risk register and so many other things. So you have to understand that how change request basically. Then the third thing you need to know is that you are getting a lot of questions from communication and stakeholder engagement. And that's a very easy topic. But what is the difference between communication management plan? What is the difference between stakeholder engagement plan? And how to use, which to use, when to use? This is the key concept. Most of the time, people get confused when to do, which one to do. So this thing we will be sharing in our 7 days program. Then the most important thing from my side is knowing the flow of processes. If you want to do solve best scenario question, the best way is basically understand how processes flow. Let me show you a little bit of it. I will also share a link of a complete detail where I'm sharing how basically process flow. So these are processes, and I like to go it in the form of process groups instead of knowledge areas. I believe whatever the other person are doing, do opposite of that, then you can succeed. So instead of going through knowledge areas, go through process groups because that is basically where the real sense is happening. So understand the flow, why things are moving, how things are moving. Then understand the few journeys that you have. For example, the journey of work performance data. Let me just share this example. The work performance data that is created in direct and managed work, it goes to all monitoring and control process from scope till stakeholder. It becomes work performance information. We are comparing the raw data to a plan and we are getting something factual information, some good information, contextualized information. Now from all the processes, work performance information gets collected and go to only one process as an input, and that is monitor and control project work. Now, what happens there? Here, project manager is sitting. He's compiling all the information into a better report in PPTs, in PDF, so that he can communicate it to stakeholders. So here you get work performance report. Now here comes the tricky part. Most people think the journey ends there. No, 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 no. This work performance report goes to perform integrated change control, and basically, this is the report. These are the impact analysis. These are the things which help stakeholder in understanding where we are, why change has been raised, how to go through the change log, and how to see the impact analysis, and how to make a decision. So that is the importance of work performance report. Is that it? No. Then this work performance report goes to manage communication. Manage communication is one of the most neglected process by PMP aspirants, yet it is the most important process. As we know, job of project manager is 90% of the communication. All the communication that is being done in all this 49 process is done through this managed communication. Is through this managed communication. We get output as project communication. Everything is communicated along the way. So through managed communication, you communicate it through everywhere. If you want to have an analogy of managed communication, consider it as a post office. People are sending letters, people are sending emails, and everything goes to post office. This post office, the post office of the project management, decided which information goes to which area. It decided which information will be communicated to risk people, procurement people, stakeholder people, and all those things. So that is the importance of managed communication. So is that it? Is that the only job of work performance report? No. It also goes to monitor risk. It also goes to monitor risk. Monitor risk is the process where you get work performance data as well as work performance report showing us the overall risk of the project, which risk has occurred, how the risk has moved, and so many other things. So once you understand the flow, once you understand the journey of these things, you can master the PMP exam. So basically, how many flows or how many journeys of there which you need to remember? Let's see. First thing that you need to remember is, of course, that we just discussed work performance data journey. Then we have here deliverable journey. Very important. How deliverables are verified, accepted, and then transferred. Then we have change request journey. As I already said, 60 to 80% questions are coming from change request. So we need to understand that journey, how change request will be flow. Then we need to understand the types of contract that comes here and what is basically how you close the contract, and if the contract is not closed, what do you do? Then you need to see journey of a stakeholder. You have identified the stakeholder, you have analyzed the stakeholder, you have managed their engagement. Now their engagement is very high, so their current is supportive or even leading. Now your engagement is low, so how do you manage stakeholder? Then the most important thing, one of the most important thing I will say. I know I have been saying the most important words a lot lately, but all these things are very important for PMP perspective. Scope baseline, how scope baseline is created and maintained, how schedule baseline is created, how cost baseline is created, and which thing can damage this baseline risk register. And then you have some theories that comes in resource management complete, and some tools of quality, and some tools of stakeholder. Friends, all these things which I have just mentioned, if you can understand them, if you can make a flow of it, and along with this, if you know how basically process flow from charter to stakeholder to plan to direct and manage work through monitoring and control until closing, you know how all the process moves, what is the reason of each process, you are ready to clear PMP exam. Now, with the knowledge that you get from this video, you can clear your PMP exam by yourself. But if you need an accountability partner, but if you need a coach who can guide you along the way, who can take your hand and help you till you clear your PMP exam, and who gives guarantee that how you are going to solve it, you can contact us and we will make sure that you clear your PMP exam. Thank you very much, and see you at the other side when you become the PMP.